Well, good evening, everyone. Um, this is your moderator for today, Glennie Moore. We're just going to do a wrap up of the virtual telethon. We want to share some important information, and we have a wonderful panel from the Grizzly Booster Club leadership team. I'm going to introduce each one, and we're just going to get into a cool conversation for about 20 minutes, just to inform you guys of important information, and we just want you guys to be informed so all of us can be on the same page with the same goal, with the same vision. So first, I'm going to introduce our president, Paul Grant. Hey, Paul.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
All right, you're clear. Next, we have Craig Spencer.
How you doing, Glennie?
Craig, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you fine, brother.
We have Hans Ramsey. Can you hear me, Hans? Turn that mic up, Hans.
I can hear you clear.
And we have the legendary James Willoughby. Willoughby, can you hear us? Willoughby still trying to figure it out.
It's Mike.
We need to hear you. You got to turn your mic on, Willoughby. We can't hear you, Willoughby. Turn that mic on, Willoughby. Just push mute. Hands, he may have to start go out and come back in because we need him to share details about the bus trip.
I'm texting him right now.
Yeah, we just tell him to make sure he turn his mic on when he sign in. So, Paul, let's kind of get to it. I know time is a factor here. We wanted to do a wrap up. We didn't want a lengthy show. So, Paul, maybe we could just get some points on the virtual telethon just to follow up. Everybody say a few things about the virtual telethon. What was impactful? What did you see? And just your thoughts and perspective on the virtual telethon. Let's start with Craig. Let's start with you. Then we'll go with Hans. Then we'll go with Paul.
Sure,
Let's take one minute to do that.
Okay. Thank you, Glenn. Yeah, I thought that the telethon was great. I mean, what I really felt was good about it was the diverse panelists or speakers. We had speakers across the board from Morgan, that stakeholders in Morgan that really just brought different perspectives on their experiences while they were at Morgan. And then more importantly, they all agreed or support the fundraising effort that evening. And so, that was resonated throughout the entire conversation during the telethon. So I thought it was great, man. I really did. Actually, I thought it was the best one ever. We haven't seen the numbers yet as far as how much was raised. We're working on that. But overall, I think we stepped it up another level that evening.
All right, Hans.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Hans. Any thoughts? The virtual telethon?
I thought it was awesome. I see a movement happening before our eyes. The bear is back, and we're coming out that cave roaring, and we're about to light things up. I think the support is definitely gonna be there this season. Coach Wilson is doing a phenomenal job, and I was with the guys today. They're ready, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Willoughby, can you hear us? Turn your mic on, Willoughby.
Yep, I can hear you guys. Good evening, Gall.
So Willoughby, James Willoughby, just take 1 minute to just your thoughts and perspective on the virtual telethon we just had.
I thought it was great. I thought we improved from the last one. from the very first one. We learned from our mistakes on the first one, but I think we hit everything on all points. The guests were phenomenal. I was really impressed with the guests that you put together, Glenny. We did a little of that the first one, but this one was powerful and it meant a lot. And I think it was a great job. And I think it is going to encourage it, especially with you rerunning them on our booster page. The people that wasn't on there will be able to see what they can be a part of. So I thought it was great. Now, only thing we see see the dollars. I've seen some of the dollars come in, but we've been watching what's been posting on the page. So hopefully, I know it seemed like it's more than that. We never knew what we got the first year, but hopefully the system is correct. And since it's posting immediately, we have a better idea what we get this year.
Now we have Paul, the president. We definitely want to hear from you. We want you to wrap it up, the virtual telethon, and just share some perspectives. Anything we could have did differently, what you expect from that telethon, and just your thoughts and perspective.
Sure, Glenn. Let me start off just by congratulating the entire team. Again, it's been said, this is our third telethon that we've done. Every year it gets better and better. I just want to give kudos to the team, you, Glenny, of moderating and hosting, your partners in crime who have helped you organize the speakers and getting things set up. So it's a well done event, well catered event. And I can't be happier in terms of how it all went through. The second thing I would say is I just want to thank everyone who participated, all the speakers of their time to sit down and share their perspectives. The thing that I liked about that night is I don't think any two speakers said the same exact thing. It was very unique to their experience, what Morgan has done for them, what Morgan continues to provide through a legacy, through a learning, through how they came up through the organization. For the athletes, the impact of being on the athletic teams, what that has done for them. And it was phenomenal to hear the coaches talk about the importance of this telethon. One thing I would add to it, Glenny, is in the movement, we see a movement going. I start to see a shift of people wanting to give. And it warms my heart. And our purpose in life is to give back to the program. And over the years, and this year, of course, is like a nice little capstone to that, is I've seen people more and more wanting to give. And I want to thank all the donors out there that have given in the past, the donors who have given as a result of the telethon, the donors who don't know they're going to be donors yet. Once they start getting and seeing what's going on, I think the wave will hit and the donations will come in. And the key part of it is all of this helps our young athletes in their field of sport, right? And that's all what we do. That's our mission in life, is to give back to these young men and women at the university. Oh, last thing, I thank Dina for being on and giving her perspective. I think always hearing from the athletic director in terms of the importance of giving, and the thing that I like that was about being involved, right? So anybody can reach in their pocket and give a few dollars, but it's a special person that wants to reach in, give up their time, and try to these leads and give some perspectives. So I really resonate with Dina's comments on that. So net, I think a phenomenal evening. I'm eager to see what the tally looks like, but I know for sure just because the telethon ended, that's not the end, because people just continue to give over the course of the season. And it's just a conduit. It's just a way for people to get involved.
Absolutely. It's just the beginning. We're just starting. So it is not too late. So those who are viewing right now, make your donation on our page. We have the donation procedure so we can be very clear where that money goes to. We can be accounted for that money. So send your donations today. I want to jump right in on this because we got 2 days away. 2 days away. Oh, and I wanted to let everyone know we were preparing to have Coach Damon Wilson on. However, he had a family issue, and so keep him in your prayers, Coach Wilson. and his family. But I want to go right into the trip. We're going to Richmond. We're going on a charter bus. We're going together, not just the players in the game, but we're in the game. James Willoughby, could you please give details on that trip this Saturday and what we're going to be doing this Saturday in preparation for the Richmond game?
Okay, well, we worked hard. I wanted to play my team with Andre Wick, Linnell, and Keys, and myself. We worked on this really hard. We jumped out there, and we thought we'd get a lot of ticket sales, but sometimes it didn't work out. So we decided to put people on the bus. We didn't want to tell no empty bus going down. We wanted to pack it. So we put it out there. We offered it to everyone that wanted to go, and you had to email me, Wick, or Pound Cake. To that, it's very successful. As of right now, there are about 49 people. I have the live count right now. It's about 49 people. On this end, me and Pound Cake, we will be the host on this end. Andre Wick will be the host down in Richmond. I've already gotten the information from the bus company. The first stop will be down at Greenbelt for the Greenbelt Mall at the Subway food station, like a super. So I'm in with one of the people down there. I have their contact. That's my go-to person. If we get slowed up at Morgan, I will call down there and make sure they're okay before that, because they will be the first stop. So that's already taken care of. Today, then the bus comes to Morgan. Today I had a meeting with the director of parking, because at first we was going to tell everybody to park in the garage. Well, the garage closes at 11 o'clock and it doesn't open up to the next morning. So that wasn't going to be good with us coming back about 12:30, whatever. So I was able to secure, he gave me 45 parking spots in lot Y. And he will have, and I'll talk to Chief Hatcher, who's the police chief there, and he said he will have a few. He said numerous. He said his exact word. He will have numerous of his police, of his staff, riding back and forth over there, checking out, make sure everything go in the car. So all of that is secure. We're going to be tailgating down. We're going to apply light freshmen, drinks or whatever on the ride down. I made up some forms of the complete way to donate for everybody that's on this trip. Well, I'm not saying how much to give, but give something back. But remember, the trip was $115. You're not paying anything. You're just riding down and also getting the game ticket. So they just donate. I got a form. I got 56 forms. I will pass them out to each one and say, hey, donate. And I will be collecting them back at the end of the thing, because I want them to add somebody suggests, let's put names with phone numbers, because a lot of people don't do emails where they do texts. So I'm going to ask for that. And as far as everything else is good. Then once we get down there, we get down in Richmond, we have set up a special tailgate party with the Richmond alumni. Right now they have about 46 alumni. And then we're going to have a tailgate party and have a great time with them. Also, I have me and Pound Cake made up another list that where we were trying to get people's email to become a donor. So even though Richmond, they are alumni group. I'm going to be passing out forms to try to encourage them. Okay, your group is great. Come on aboard and join our group, the Boosters, the Grizzly Boosters. You can be a member and be a member of your alumni. They're just strictly alumni. A bunch of them on there don't know anything. So you're talking about 45, 47 more people. If I can get half of them or not, I'm going to shoot for all of them, because it's strictly business for me right off the stop. Then by the time we finish partying, whatever, we have names and all that, that's going to help increase us. If we get half of that amount in here to become boosters, donors or whatever, I think that's a great, successful trip. And last, we just going to prompt that. It's all not about partying right off the bat. We're there for business, me and Pound Cake. Well, we're gonna try to have all this information and encourage people, and that's about it. I think it's going to be successful. We worked hard on it, and yeah, we waited to the last minute, but people are going to see how good this is, and we're going to learn from our mistakes, and we're going to learn the good and the bad. But hopefully, we'll be able, if we decide to do another game, we'll know what we need to do and how to do it and make it even better. So we got every man pound cake covered on this end. Andre Wick has it covered on that end, and I have a go-to person that's on the bus. That I actually have two people down there in Greenbelt. I went down to Greenbelt. I drove down Greenbelt yesterday just to secure it because that was the problem, trying to find a place to put it in there. So they suggested the Greenbelt Mall and to park over there with the Safeway food thing. Had the bus come in there. I have a pass. Just for the bus they'll have in there, so the bus will be able to park in there. Now, everybody on that form, on that list that's being picked up, I think it's about 12. They know that we are not responsible for their parking. They have to secure their own parking down there. We have no say in that. You can't park in that subway, something, where the food thing at. You can't park in there. But directly across the street, they have a free parking that is like a something like what Morgan has, a garage or whatever. So okay. I'm encouraging these guys to get down there. The bus is going to be here between 11:15. They're going to pull out at 11:30. So I'm suggesting these people get there a little earlier because you have to find your own parking. But the people that's in Morgan, all of that's taken care of. I have that already. I have 45 parking spots. We don't even need that many, but okay. I have 45.
All right, quickly, I just want to give Craig 15 seconds and Hans 15 seconds. Then Paul, I want to hear your insight quickly. Go ahead, Hans, and then Craig.
What would you like?
Any insight on the trip? 15 seconds, just real quick. Any insight on the trip? Anything you want to share?
Look, this is our first sponsored trip, and I'm telling you right now, with the folks that I see that's traveling with us, we are going to have a blast. The second thing I'll tell you, like I said, I was talking to the players today, and they were pumped up that we sponsor the bus going down. They feel the love, boosters. They really do. It was a good feeling to know when I told them and they started smiling like, yo, we knew y'all would be there. I told we gonna raise holy hell in Richmond, Virginia.
What you got, Craig?
Mic is off.
Your mic is off, Craig. You got to turn your mic on, Craig. You on mute.
Yeah, I was going to say, just have fun. Just have fun. Be safe. And bring the energy when you get to Richmond. Actually, when you step on that bus, bring the energy and bring it all the way down 95. And when we step off that bus on Saturday, they're going to know we're here. That's my input.
All right, Floyd, I'm texting and sending you the donation procedure now, Floyd, so you'll know how to make your donation. And pass the word, Floyd. We need donations right now. Paul, can you close us out, please, as far as the trip?
Absolutely. Let me just echo on what Hans and Craig shared in terms of, a bus trip is fun, guys. We'll just call it that the alumni goes down and they'll have a ball on the bus and enjoy the game. But the real impact that gets generated is what our young athletes see when they walk on the field and they see orange and blue followers, supporters in the stands. For those who remember, of course, Hans and Willoughby and Craig remember this. The benchmark from an HBCU standpoint back in the day was North Carolina A&T. And when they traveled away, it was not a bus, it was several buses. And the entire community provided for that university's football program was we're going to get one bus, go down there, show the energy, but it can't be a one and done. Right? This is something that we want to see grow. We want to get as many people to follow your young Grizzlies around and success. Some people call it the 12th man. I'll say the 13th, 14th, 15th, whatever you want to do. But that amount of energy that these young players will leverage by seeing orange and blue in those stands, it's priceless. It's priceless. So that gives the support, the encouragement, and I just wish everyone a safe travels down. Enjoy the game. Let's root on our young men on that football field. I know they're back with a win. Been working hard all summer. The right coaching staff in place. The strategies are all set, and we'll bring it back. But this is not done. We want to do this, make it bigger. We want more people to come down, and go Bears. We're going to have some fun.
Paul, I want you to get right to it. I want to stay with you right now as it relates to booster membership, being a booster overall. You tapped on it on the virtual telethon, but just can you reiterate and follow up to share the whole idea of being a booster member? What does that commitment look like? What is required? Sure, we have a Facebook group, Grizzly Booster Club, where we keep you informed, but to be an active member is a whole totally different thing. Could you just give insight on that behalf?
Yeah. So I think the key, guys, is that within our Facebook group, we have over 900 followers, and we love it, right? That shows interest. That shows that there's a lot of people out there that want to see and hear what's going on within the organization. That's fantastic. But at the end of the day, it's all nations, right? So we as a leadership team have talked through this, and really, in order to be a booster member, it's not complicated. All you got to do is make a donation. It doesn't matter how much, right? Because every nickel, penny, dollar, $10, $20, whatever the case may be, it goes back to the athletic program, and those change make bills that fold. Those bills that fold buys equipment and supports the program. So this whole thing is about donations and raising money. So in order to be a Grizzly Booster Club member, all you got to do is to follow the procedures that Glennie has laid out there in terms of how to give, make your donation, and instantly you're a booster member. And that'll be proud. That'll be a fantastic thing, and we want to welcome all of the booster members. And I think there's a key part, Glennie, if you don't mind me just adding two more things to this. Part of our objective as a booster club, one is I talked about in the telethon, which is to raise money. I mean, it's a course for us to raise money as the primary objective. But the secondary objective is to build a community. So being a booster member and we want to stay engaged. We want you to be engaged. We want people to collaborate, friendships to be built upon. You haven't seen anybody for a long time. You can reach out and tap and have a conversation. We can help each other. So the idea about being a booster member, partly, yes, it's giving, but a significant part of that is also being a part of our community and to build and grow those relationships, being old or brand new, collaborate with each other, touch on each other, talk to each other, and help each other out. And as we move as a community, mountains start to tremble. Things start to shift. Improvements start to be made because a community is moving an initiative forward, not just individuals. So be a booster member, make a donation, get a part of this movement that's happening, and let's bring back the glory days of football, basketball, track, tennis. We're here to support all of the programs to be able to perform at the biggest levels that they can perform through our support.
Craig, we have to know our history in a nutshell, Craig, because we're short of time today because we're just doing a wrap up. Just the whole idea of the Booster Club. You're one of the original members. In a nutshell, if you can, 15, 30 seconds, the history of the Booster Club and how it all started, just to inform people. Take 15, 30 seconds to put it in a nutshell.
Sure. Well, I think the story's been told before. James Wills, Hans Ramsey, James Willoughby, and myself, we've always been close to the program. We just felt that it was important to just do something different, just to be bold and step out of the box on how we can galvanize the Morgan community, if you will, and come together and start supporting the program financially. We took baby steps at first. We crawled, then we walked, and now we're running, and now we're sprinting, and we still have a long way to go. But the good thing is that, I mean, the four of us together were serious about this commitment, and now, with Paul leading us as the president, I really think that it's taken us to a new level, if you will. I think you heard the goal. By 2029, we want to be raising $1 million a year. That is a lofty goal, but I think it's realistic. I really do. Between individual donors and corporate sponsors, I believe we can get there. And so, we're all just excited, and we all, we don't all agree on every single thing, but we're mature enough to come together, respect each other's opinions, and move forward.
All right, amen. So please submit your emails, submit your name and emails. I just want to put that out there, as James Willoughby said earlier, so we can inform you guys of what's going on, updates, events, different procedures we want to share with you guys. So please send us your name, send us your email. You can send it via inbox messenger, text, however you see fit to just get us your name and your email. I want to get into this now because I know the question is going to come up, Paul. The best you can at this time, if you can share. Homecoming, the Bear Cave, Glennie, I get inboxes all the time, texts all the time. How do we get in that Bear Cave that the Grizzly Booster Club had? How do we get in there? Are you able to articulate now the whole idea of being in the Bear Cave for the home games, as well as if you want to expound on homecoming and what that looks like?
Sure, Glenn. And it's a great conversation and a great wrap up to have. A lot of people keep asking the question that, how do I get into the Bear Cave, right? Like we're selling tickets to get into the Bear Cave. And I want to dispel that notion significantly, guys. You can't buy your way into the Bear Cave. There's nowhere you can go and say, hey, I want a one-game Bear Cave or a hospitality tent ticket, because it does not exist. What the hospitality tent, the Bear Cave, is all about, it's a thank you that the university provides donors, people who have given a donation to the athletic program through the boosters. Thank you for your donation, and here's kind of what we give as a part of that thank you, right? So simple again, right? There's tiers of giving. If you give a certain amount, the university says thank you in certain ways. The thank you at $300 or above is they'll put your name on the list and you can frequent the Bear Cave as a thank you, or the hospitality tent, however you want to think it through, right? So again, there's no buying a ticket. You can't do guys, how do I get into the Bear Cave for one game? It doesn't exist. It is just a thank you. So if you donate over $300, like many folks have done, and you only go to homecoming, well, hang out at homecoming. If you go to all the home games, you hang out at all the home games. It doesn't matter. So the encouragement is to give to make an impact. And the thank you is you get to hang out in the Bear Cave for that game. And it's usually drinks there. There is, food catered there. There's music playing there. It's a nice vibe. It's a nice hangout. Again, I talked community. This is a place where community gets strengthened. You get to walk in there. You'll see people that you haven't seen in many years. You'll get to meet new people and start to build new relationships. But again, it's all about giving, donating, and through that action, if you donate a certain amount, i.e. $300 or more, you get access to the Bear Cave.
All right. Has anyone have some input on that as far as the Bear Cave, the experience of the Bear Cave? I know it's been the most popular thing. As you said, it's a movement, and it's a community like no other. We come together, we eat, we have fun, we fellowship. Haynes, Craig, Willoughby, anybody want to share as it relates to the experience? Take about 30 seconds to share.
I mean, well, the Bear Cave is like homecoming every game. You know, if I can relate it to something, you know, it's really, first of all, you're looking at the game from a different perspective. You're right there on the field, albeit in the corner. So you're just seeing the game from a different perspective. But it's fun. I mean, we meet different people all the time. We meet, you know, our reliable supporters. They come out. It's just a great time. You know, just Morgan alumni coming together and rooting for our team. And when they see us in that corner, you know, I know it brings energy to them on the field. So we need to continue to do that. Continue to help it, make it bigger, better every single game, because we're looking for some big things from the team this year. So it's fun.
You have something, Haynes?
I can say this because it comes up every game. People say, why is the Bear Cave on the opposite side of what was home side? And it was one reason, because if we was on your side, you wouldn't be able to see into the tent. So by me putting it on the opposite side, you look across that field, you see us carrying on and having a absolute blast. I don't know anybody that's been into the Bear Cave that says, I want to go sit back up in the stands. We're going to take care of you. And everybody knows I'm the host in that tent going around, me, Willoughby, Pound Cake. We're going to make sure you have a great time. There you got it.
Wow.
I want to
Any insight?
I want to run this by you guys. A little something that I learned up there today. And Hans has known my biggest pet peeve is about how that stadium look on the visitor side, how it needed painted and everything. Well, one thing I can let everybody know, they have painted the other side of the stadium, all the underneath of the bleachers and all. I had made a suggestion 2 weeks ago, and Hans, you remember when I said, boy, it would look nice to have some color up on the rails up there. And the young lady that was in charge of the paint detail, she said, I'm going to take that under this consideration. I don't know if you noticed it today, Pat. I swear, they have painted, I told them what kind of color to paint. They have painted the upper decks, those awnings, the aisles, blue and orange. Blue and orange. You guys got to see it. Second of all, they're changing. Right now, we're going to, I don't know if everybody know, 10 out of the 11 games will be on ESPN stations. We signed a contract to have all the televised game except for one, which is the Richmond game that won't be on, but it's broadcast through another one. They are now moving the Morgan Band on that side where the visitors at. They are also bringing the other team van on the other end. They're going to push the tent just a little over. So when people be watching the game on TV, not only are they going to see the band and the fans that are going to be in the middle there and the opposite fans, they're going to see that tent. And they're going to see how we be in party, because if everybody remember, a lot of people hangs outside of the tent when it's warm and nice weather. It's all about Jolly. And people will see this on TV, all of the ESPN games, because that's the way it's going to situate. And once I see people see how good of a time we have, hey, I think they're doing all come. And I already got a big sign, gigantic sign for Hands saying, come join the booster, donate. And I'm going to have a sign saying, donate. So that's the way we're looking at it right now.
Oh, man, we've come such a long way. Look, you, Craig, and Willoughby, you guys started this thing, but I've only been a part of it for a couple of years now, and I see the growth. So you guys have to be excited, man. And just to hear you guys talk, I'm getting excited right now. And in a minute, I'm going to my office to get my football helmet, and I'm ready to play some football.
So Glennie, I just wanted to remind the audience, Telethon game, mark that on the calendar, September 16th. That is a night game, starts at 6 p.m. And we played them first 44 years ago, 1979. And we whipped up on them, and we need to do it again. The other home game that's going to be big, we have some payback for Stony Brook. Okay, and they nipped us last year. Well, that game is at home, October 7th. That's a 1 o'clock game.
Homecoming. Homecoming. That's
Right,
homecoming.
homecoming game. Right, exactly. So we can't lose homecoming. We just can't. We won't lose homecoming. Then the other big game is Central. I know that game is on ESPN. That's a night game on the October 19th. And
Hey,
that's
Craig,
at 7:30. Yes, sir.
Greg,
Yeah.
October 19th. That's my birthday, brother. That's my birthday.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Yeah, man. So they got to do it for you. They got to make your birthday a happy birthday, a special birthday. So that's just some of the home games that's coming up. And we just need to pack the house each of those home games, and especially when we're on TV. When those TV cameras span, the field, the stadium should be packed, with alumni, with students, with guests. So we look forward to it.
Hands, quickly, hands. Share,
Go ahead.
hands, share about the lights, the light effect that they have now in the stadium. Not just the painting that Willie be talking about, but the light effects.
Look, let me tell you something. When they first brought those lights, I was like, I told Dina, we got these lights, but we ain't got no night games. Next thing I know, all our games that night. But
All
that first
of
game
them,
with Dunbar and who was it? Mervo.
Mervo.
And the lights went out. I was like, damn, we just brought these lights. How the lights go out? Next thing you know, the lights started flashing, boom, boom, boom. The coaches started looking up like something was wrong. It's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, get your cameras ready. You ain't ready for this because we're going to put some points on the board.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Willoughby.
I will come back, and I haven't had a chance because I just actually was asked. I was just asked late yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to run it past Paul or a lot of the other guys. We're going to jump down the line to the Yale game. Well, I didn't know it, and I don't think nobody realized this thing. This Yale game is a big game. They're trying to do it on the diversity, and that game is sponsored by the NAACP. A lot of people don't know that's their sponsor that game. It's going to be a televised game, and it's all about the NCAA. So anyway, I was asked by the ticket management team or whatever, would I sit in there with them to listen on them when they have the next meeting? I told them, sure. I just hadn't had a chance to explain it to the group because I just found out the day when it was asked. But they're really promoting this game. I will, once we get finalize everything, I will have the website posted and everything where people can go in there and see. Because we were determining why was the ticket sale so high. The ticket sale is going to be part for a ticket and part of the bulk of it, because the tickets were $99, but they're ironically not. The game tickets are $20. The rest is a donation to the WNCP. And they're really promoting that. It's all in the beginning. Morgan hasn't really finalized anything because it's the game down the line. But that's going to be a plus game that everyone is seeing. And as I get more information about it, I will forward it to Glennie, Paul, and the rest of them, Craig, and the rest of the team, and post it out there for people to look on that website. That might be something that people might want to go to. But we'll see. That's down the line. We got to get past this first game and see how we do.
Paul, let's wrap it up. Go ahead.
I wanted to confirm what Willoughby was saying about the bus. And he mentioned Greenbelt first and then coming to Baltimore. I just want to make sure that I understood that correctly. The buses.
Yes, he wanted. Yeah, I spoke with the bus people. They wanted, because we thought that we could have came here first. Because originally we don't know who put that post out of the bus being the first stop. No, they're going to, because the bus company is coming from DC, so they are going to pick them up first and then come.
Gotcha.
That was my reason for driving down there yesterday, and that was my reason out of having a contact person that's on the bus with phone numbers. I have a backup, one person, and then a backup. So once I want to check on there, I want to listen to the name. They're going to tell me who all there. Boom. Once everybody loaded on there, boom. We're not responsible for parking or lateness on that end. And the same.
Right. So the bus is going to be arriving at Greenbelt around 11:30. Is that correct?
No, the bus is leaving at 11:30. The bus
Leaving
will,
at 11:30. Okay.
bus will be there at 15 after 11:15. But the bus, she said it'll probably be there about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
But that's when they're gonna start boarding at 11:15. They rolling out at 11:30. They will be. She said it's take about 20-25 minutes to get from Greenbelt to Morgan.
Okay.
And same thing. 12 o'clock, 12:15. They want to leave before if everybody's there. Though in fact they wanted to leave like around 11, like 12:30. But if the bus gets filled up quicker, then as soon as it's filled up, bang.
Okay.
All right, we just want to make sure that we clear up any more business at this time. I'm going to leave about 5 minutes for us to talk trash and talk some stuff before the game. But the last thing that's on the agenda, and then, we'll talk some trash. Paul, goals, commitments, expectations. I want you to wrap it up, put it in a nutshell as it relates to the Grizzly Booster Club, as it relates to this new football season and Morgan State overall. Goals, commitments, expectations. What are you looking forward to? What do you need from us? What do you need from alumni? What do you need from the Morgan community?
Sure. The big goal this year, we're trying to raise $100,000 to get back to the program. And that's kind of the immediate model that we're going after. And, we can do it. We just need everyone to donate, make those donations and get back into the program so we can achieve that goal. And then, of course, we're giving that money back to the program. We're also going after putting some things in place that allows us to raise $1 million a year by 2029. And that will be a little bit more difficult, but it's doable. And we're going to put some things in place, and we're going to collectively leverage our brains to come up with cool ideas to make that happen. So that's from a goal standpoint. There's a couple other things. I talked about community, and it's a big part of our goal, is to have a student athlete engagement program. And there's a lot more going to come out about this, where we as a community, how could we have an off-field effect with our young athletes through mentorship and guidance, being able to talk to them about career choices, being able to help identify internships and post-graduation job opportunities. The power of the community, right? When we start to have all these people in our community that's in hiring decision-making positions, right? We want to be able to have access to those opportunities for our young athletes, right? So there's a lot more to come on that, but that's part of our objectives as well as we think through the next few years going forward. So that's a big it, man. That's what we're trying to get done. Want to continue to partner with the athletic program. Dina has been the athletic department has been a fantastic partner so far. And collectively, I think we can do a lot for the university with the partnership that we're building.
Wow. All right, guys. I'm going to give each of you guys 1 minute of parting words, and then we're going to talk some trash for a couple minutes. I'm going to give each of you 1 minute. Anything you want to say to the Morgan community, anything you want to get out there about donations, anything you want to say, I'm going to give each of you 45 seconds to a minute. Then we'll talk a little trash and we'll move forward with our evening. Hans, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I played on the 79 undefeated MEAC team, and I'm going to tell you, we used to look into the stands, and they were packed. At homecoming, we had over 20,000 people there. And Rita, our biggest, fan at the time, was always leading the way. And let me tell you something, to play on the field, when you could look around and have that many people watching you. Craig was my teammate. We have quite a few Hall of Famers that just went in. We just rose to a whole nother level. I used to have guys in the end zone, especially at the Towson game. I was the president of this organization at the time called the Bozak, not Boosters, Bozak. And my guys used to be in the end zone. And when we got to the 20-yard line, they were yelling and screaming, bring it on in. And like Craig said, we beat the crap out of Towson. Every which way we could score, we scored on the game, in the air, kickoff return, punt return. We put on a highlight show on them. So I can't stand losing to Towson. So I'm going to tell you right now, you want to see somebody pissed off? And I relay it to these young guys out here. When we came into camp, from day one, coaches was getting us prepared to go play Towson. And when we went up there, we went and meant business. When we went to Virginia Union, Towson's only loss that year was to us on their home field. We went to Virginia Union. Their only loss that year was on their own field. We scored 2 touchdowns in like 2.5 minutes. We weren't playing games. We came out. And then we went down to South Carolina. They had not lost in 10 years, and we beat them on their field. That's what brought people in the huge stadium. They was like, yo, what's going on here? And the Towson game is what set it off. After that game, people started showing up, and the place to be was when we was playing on Saturday at Morgan. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back. Homecoming last year, it was packed. We lost on the last play of the game, but we need our people to show up and show out in the rally.
Yeah.
Craig, I'm gonna go ahead and assign you to hold him back that Towson game. Do not let hands on that field.
Oh my gracious, that's the tall order, Glenn. That's the tall order, man. If we probably need 2 of us to hold hands back. but no, to just echo on
go ahead.
Echo, yeah. I just want to say to the supporters, just thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for just being on this ride together. You know, we all have an opportunity to do something very special, something that's never been done before as a collective group. And the Grizzly Booster Club, we're going to keep thinking outside the box, keep thinking of ways to make that student experience better. That is key, you know, so that when these students come to Morgan, they have a positive experience, and they want to give back once they leave, you know, and so we're a part of that experience. And so we just want to just keep supporting this program, keep supporting athletic director Dina and Coach Wilson and all the coaches, and make sure that we're doing everything on our end to make this program successful. If you look around the campus, you see what Dr. Wilson and his administration has done over the last few years. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, you know, and we want the athletic program to rise up to that level as well. What you see on campus, all the accolades we're getting on the academic side, we want the athletic department to come up and rival those experiences as well. So that's my input for this evening.
Got 45 seconds, Willoughby. Any closing words, Willoughby?
Hey, mine. Hey, Craig, Hands, Wills, and myself, we all had a vision and a dream when this thing started. A vision and a dream. And we were successful the first year, and we just had happiness between us. We smiled. We knew we was getting in something good. We saw dollars coming in from donations of all, and we smiled and we were like, yeah, we're on a roll. And every time we get a donation, all 4 of us are happy, just happy. So I want everybody out there to be able to join that vision with us. Join that vision with us and get that feeling to know how it feels to give back. So I'm asking everybody out there, ladies, open them pocketbooks. Men, open them wallets. Dig down deep. Give back. Give back to the program. Give back to the program. Give back to the school. Give back to someone that Morgan helped you get where you're at. Remember that part. If you're an athlete, remember how you was able to be a part of this legend, this dream of athletic sports. So give back. Give back. It doesn't matter what. Every dollar counts. As I always say, little dollars make big dollars. So with that thought, hey, let's give back. Let's support. So everybody out there get that feeling that Hans, Craig, Wills, and myself. Thank you.
Hey, just remember, you know, you said the dollar amount doesn't matter. You know, Dr. Wilson has a $5 campaign, and he bought that idea from when he was going to Tuskegee. You know, $5 campaign. So a lot of $5 add up. I can give more, but it doesn't matter the amount. It
Yep.
matters that you give.
I just have a quick take, and I'm gonna go to Paul. I taught in the Baltimore City school system for years. I've been a part of the Baltimore City school system for years. My drive, which allowed me to be successful, was keeping my eyes on who I'm doing it for, and that's the students. That was my drive. Of course, administration had their expectations. We had lesson plans. We had all this other business stuff going on. But my motivation on a daily basis were the students. There's no different right now. My motivation in being a part of the Grizzly Booster Club, my motivation in being a part of supporting Morgan are the students. It's that simple for me. And I just pray that you guys make that decision knowingly that you were a student at one time and somebody helped you. Now the shoe is on the other foot. It's our time to give back. As I always say, and I'll end with this, when I was young and on that campus, Morgan gave me something. Now that I'm older, mature, and a grown man, it's time for me to give back to Morgan State. Paul, close us out.
Glennie, it's not much more I think can be said. I think we've all, the key part, and I'll just say this, right? Giving to impact is kind of my model now, right? I give to impact something. I don't give to get. I don't give expecting a return that comes back to me. And my prayer and my hope for everyone who has a giving heart is give to impact. And I think, Glennie, you just said it perfectly, is the impact is to our young students, student athletes on campus, to make their experience the best experience they can have so that they can perform to the highest levels they can, right? We give to have a positive impact on our young athletes so that they can perform at the highest level they possibly can. The experience, that what matters. And when the students have a great experience, we know the academic side, the students have a great academic experience. And I think Craig said it nicely earlier, that we want to also have their athletic experience mirror the academic experience. And the last thing I would add, the reality in most major universities, the athletic program is an integral part of the college student experience, right? So even if the student is not an athlete, they are part of the university. They want to see athletics perform. They want to be able to root on their teams. And sports is an integral part of the student athlete experience. And we can help affect that. We can help not just the athletic students, but all the students have a great time on campus as the athletic program matures and starts to get on that winning track and everybody celebrates those wins. It's a fantastic thing. Unfortunately, when I was going to school, we didn't have that experience. We were in a struggling time. And I just can salivate to think about what's going to happen tomorrow. This Saturday is the kickoff of a new season, to see how that change is going to continue to progress, how Coach Wilson is going to just enable our young men to perform at their highest levels, and to know that we are part of making that happen for them. It's just fantastic. So give to impact, not give to get.
All right, guys, we got 5 minutes and we got to close it out. We have to shut this down in 5 minutes. Just insight on and what you look forward to this year. And I'm going to start this one. I look forward, Haynes talked about it. I look forward to that Towson game. Of course, I look forward to homecoming. I want a homecoming victory. Those are the 2 games that I marked on the calendar. I am looking forward to. I want to celebrate. And this year, I want to celebrate not just with myself, but with my family. I would like, I'm taking my wife down, Richmond, Virginia. So we made arrangements to go. We had a whole nother plan, but we want to get on that bus. Listen, my wife doesn't bleed blue and orange. By the end of this trip, we're going to make sure she bleed blue and orange. All right. So I'm excited about that first game. I am taking her. I want to enjoy this victory with my wife and my family. What are you guys looking forward to this year? We got about 5 minutes and we got to wrap it up, guys. What are you looking forward to this year as it relates to football?
Well, I'll go first. So putting my realistic glasses on, looking at the team where it was last year and where they are this year. My vision and my hope is that we are in position to at least compete for the MEAC championship, for that title. At least be in position to compete. And then next year, 2024, we should be MEAC champs. That's my vision. That's what I hope for. This year, be in position to compete for the title. Next year, win it. That's my vision. Simple.
What you got, Willoughby?
Well, I'm looking for. I'm reaching out there. I'm looking for upset. We giving out upset, butt whip, all kind of anything you want to call it. I'm looking at 11-0. 11-0. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm starting out.
Okay.
I'm 11-0. And I ain't thinking we can't get it.
So we're going to Atlanta.
Me and Hans.
So we're going to Atlanta.
We're going to Atlanta. We're going to Atlanta. And I'm going to make sure I be down there. I'm taking my own party bus. And I'm going to have all of the boosters on there. Everybody, we're going to show that we will be in Atlanta. Mark my word, Atlanta. Not Cold Spring Hillen watching the game. We will be in Atlanta playing in the game. That's
Well,
all I can say.
I was there last year when Central beat Jackson State. It was an incredible game. And you know, the MEAC, I think, is like 6-1 or 5-1. They've only lost one time. So let's get it.
Take that mute off, Hands. Take that mute off, Hands. Hands, the mute.
I got it. I want to say this. Lattimore won the championship in his first year. It was a two-way tie with South Carolina. Clarence Thomas went undefeated in his second year. Lee Hall came in and won it in his first year in a five-way tie, but we got the bid to round robin. This is not the SEC, folks. This is the MEAC. If you play good, solid ball, which we do in the MEAC, like Craig says, we dominate that Celebration Bowl. But it's time for us to run up and just take it to the top. And like Willoughby say, Lord have mercy, we go to the Celebration Bowl, Atlanta's in trouble. Atlanta's in trouble. The boys is thinking, if you ask them, what do you expect of the season? All of them saying the Celebration Bowl. We lost 3 games last year in the closing seconds. That's 7-4 versus 4-7. We could have won it last year. Just a couple things. It was heartbreaking. I know it was to me. I was pissed. I know for sure everybody knows. I was pissed. But this year, we're full. We're deep at every position. And I mean, we're deep, not just ordinary talent. We got great talent. If a backup comes in, they're going to be just as good as that starter. That's how they're pushing each other out there. I expect our secondary to lead the MEAC and also the nation in pick 6. They're very aggressive. Our offensive line, I told them, I don't care if you don't know to play, point somebody out and go knock his head off. We don't play hard-nosed ball. I'm pretty big, 6'4". I'm under 300 now, so I ain't in the fat boy club no more. But I tell these guys out here now, they 6'4", 6'5", 350, 330, offensive guard. What? We were bigger than the Colts in 79, and they make me look like a little kid out there. But I feel good because I tell them ain't defense winning championships. It's that offensive line when it's 4th and 1 and the game's on the line and you go out there and you get that damn first down and close out the game. Don't tell them about no defense.
Paul, you got 1 minute. We got to shut it down.
I ain't agreeing with that. I ain't agreeing with that, man.
You said talk shit.
We got to talk about that one.
Man.
We got 1 minute, Paul. What's your expectation on the year, Paul? We got 1 minute. We got to close it down.
Yeah. So I'm not going to pretend to have that crystal ball and say wins and losses, right? But if I would say an expectation, and I know this will happen this year, is that the young men are going to play with tenacity. I expect them to play with a level of excellence. And you put those two things together, the wins will come, right? I think Wick shared it in our telethon when you interviewed him, Glennie, that talked about our defense. And I don't think there's a position on that defense that we don't have either a preseason All-MEAC player or a preseason FCS All-American, right? So the talent is on the field. I believe that the young men have bought wholeheartedly into Coach Wilson's program. And those things happen, we're going to see excellence on that football field. And when we see excellence, I think we're going to see that those wins start to racking up. To Hans's point, we were close a lot last year, but we let them slip away, right? Some things happen and those losses occurred. But we correct those small mistakes, which I know we will. That's my expectation. At least my hope this year is that those things get corrected, and we're going to see these wins come up. The last thing I would say, Glennie, and you and I talked about this last year, actually, and one of the visions, if I could have one out there, is to say on any given game day where Morgan, there's a little boy that hangs out and runs and grabs his dad's shoulder or shirt tail and says, "Dad, take me to the Morgan game. I want to go watch football, see Morgan play."
Yeah.
We can get that in the Baltimore community. What a powerful thing, right? So we now have State University is Baltimore's collegiate football team. And the entire community starts rallying to the stadium and pack the stadium because they want to see Morgan play. I think that brings back days of the 50s, 60s, and 70s when that happened, where the community just packed the stands every game. That's what we want to see happen starting this year, and have these young kids grabbing dad and mom and say, "Take me to the game. I want to go see the game," and have a fun time either on a Thursday night or a Saturday afternoon.
What a way to end it, Paul. I love that whole idea. Morgan State, that's Baltimore's collegiate team. God bless you guys.